Hello everybody, my name is Hua. Well, today let's talk about our speaking test for today. Let's start. Well, first let's talk about part 1 about chocolate. First, let's look at the questions. First, do you like chocolate? Have you ever given chocolate as a present? And why is chocolate popular? Well, let's start. Well, I am a person who actually like a lot of sweet things, and I also like chocolate. But I'm not that really into chocolate because I think it is a kind of sweet thing that is like too sweet for me, and I also find it pretty bad for our teeth because maybe sometimes if you haven't eat it fully, or sometimes you could left some chocolate on your teeth and that could look really ugly. But maybe if I must taste a little of chocolate, I think it will be okay. I've once gave chocolate as a present, like just once. It was um last year Children's Day, and my friend is a person who really likes chocolate. So my brother brought me a box of chocolate and gave it to me so I could give it to her. Or once time my aunt gave me a big box of chocolate and I decided to give it to my niece because I actually don't eat that much amount of chocolate, so I think I prefer to give her it. Why is chocolate popular? I think there's a lot of reasons for this, but imagine the big impact of chocolate. The amount of people that use chocolate as gifts for like every day. For people could give chocolate at nearly every kind of festival, like from their anniversary or sometimes in Valentine's Day, or even just as usual gift each day for just like, hey, do you want a chocolate bar? Yeah, and chocolate is actually stuff that is not too expensive at all. Like anybody could afford a small stick of chocolate. Also, it is invented in not too far away, and it's also something that is commonly used by a lot of people. So I think that's the reason why chocolate is popular. Well, let's look at the library. First, do you often go to the library, and do children often go to the library? Well, let's consider after my 5 years of studying in the primary school. My primary school has a small library where there's like hundreds and thousands of books there, and I haven't even read one third of those books, and that's a lot. Like it's a really massive library. And also, in the past, when I'm like from grade 1 to grade 4, I kind of like I have nothing to do. Like sometimes when I have nothing to do, I'll come to the library. And also, the library has a lot of funny things to enjoy, such as sometimes when you look at the library, you could see that inside my library there are chessboards, there are games for kids to understand more about things around, there are newspaper, and there are a lot of funny things that are included in the library. And also, I think that children in my school actually goes to the library every day. Like not a lot of students will go to the library, but every day you'll find kids going to the library as a way for them to enjoy their break time. Well, let's look at part 2. Describe a historical period you would like to learn. Well, I love history. I'm not really good at history, but whenever we're talking about a historical subject, I'll probably try to join in. I'm not really good at it, and I can't exactly remember all the informations, but I really, really love it. Well, a historical period that I would like to learn is in the ancient time. I don't know why, but I'm a person who actually really does believe in myths and in goddess or in god. And in those times, I really, really like to learn about the ancient time. The time where all people think those things are just human made, and those things are just something fictional. And I think it is something really fun to learn about. And maybe if we actually want to talk about a historical period that actually happened in real life, then I would want to learn about Vietnamese history because it is my country and I'm really impressed by the skills of Vietnamese people. Like there are not a lot of people in Vietnam. Vietnam is just a usual country in the past and there's nothing impressive of the country in the past except for the amount of people that want to fight back again to earn freedom. And I really love to hear story about history in Vietnam. Well, let's look at part 3. Let's answer some of those questions. First, why should we preserve historical buildings? I think there's a lot of important reasons, but just look at my place. Like near my place, there's a place where we honor, like each year, each month, we honored the people that have once joined the army or honored the heroes in the past that have helped our country to be in freedom like this. And I think that first it will give students and kids or teenagers these days in the next generations to know more about the past history. Also, they preserve historical buildings would help to show your honor or your respect to people in the past. So yeah, next, who paid for that conservation because it is so expensive? Like, I think anybody could pay for this and it could be from the amount of money or taxes that people near that place lives that they paid, or I think that could just simply come from the people around that actually honored those kind of historical things. Next, have you ever been to a museum? I actually haven't. Like once time, my parents or they once going, but that time when I have the opportunity to, I can't because I'm joining contest, so I can't join into any kind of museums. So I haven't. Do you like a modern style or do you like modern style or traditional style? Why? Well, actually, I kind of like both. But these days, I actually like the modern style more. Like, I actually like the way that people are thinking in these days. Like, also, the country is developing and everything is starting to develop. I think that the modern style will help us to know more and to help our country to be better too. So, yeah, I think I'll prefer the modern style, but the traditional style is something really good too. And maybe if I have time, I'll probably discover deeper into it. But that is all for today. Thank you for listening and goodbye.